Alright guys, stream's posted. We'll still wait till a couple of more people join up. Alright guys, stream's posted. We'll still wait till a couple of more people join up. Alright guys, stream's posted. We'll wait till a couple of more people join up. I think the best way to do this would be... So we're gonna start off in the AFC East first. And the first team, the Jets, Sam Darnold. Go to Damian Moore. I don't think that was a surprise. He's been a Jets fan for a long time. Um, he loves his Jets, so hopefully he can build up this roster, take them deep into the playoffs. Next, we got the Dolphins. Dolphins in real life coming off a pretty bad season. Hopefully they can turn things around with Kyle Maybe as the coach. So Kyle Maybe is the Dolphins. Next, we got the Bills. And the Bills go to Brian Hendrickson. It's his favorite team as well. So um, I feel like a lot of the times people that get their favorite teams end up being a little bit more committed to it. Um, and then the same thing with the Patriots. Whoa, skipped them. With the Patriots, we got Willie Dixon. Willie Dixon came back to the league at the end of Madden 18, and going into 19, he gets his favorite team, which is the Patriots. Sony Michel. Hopefully he's rated a little bit better on Madden 19 because they had that full at 87 speed. I guess we'll see. I know all the official attributes are out, but I haven't looked over all of them yet. Pretty decent wide receiver core. They have Cordell Patterson, Dorsett still, Jordan Matthews, still had Gronk. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, moving on to the AFC North, we got the Browns. And with the Browns, we have owner Brady Moreland. We all know Brady. He likes chugging beer. He likes the Browns for some reason. He's a Vikings fan, but he told me he can't play with the Vikings because he never wants to trade, and it ends up hurting him in the end. So, let's see who he starts. Will he go with Baker Mayfield, or will he go with Tyrod Taylor? CFM wise, I would say Baker would probably be should be starting, honestly, just because he's 22 years old. And for CFM, you need a younger guy to build around. He's also got Nick Chubb. His backfield is deep, man. Carlos Hyde, Duke Johnson, Nick Chubb. He's got a lot of backs, so I expect his running attack to be pretty good. His wide receiver core has gotten some upgrades as well, with getting Jarvis Landry. Josh Gordon, we don't know if he's really going to play this year, year in real life. I'm guessing he is. I know he's going to rehab or something right now, but then you still got Corey Coleman and Rashard Higgins, and then some rooks. Njoku, one of the better, most athletic tight ends in the game. So yeah, Brady's got the Browns. All right, for the Ravens, this is going to be interesting because you're going to have Lamar Jackson starting out. He's the fastest quarterback on the game. And this is going to go to Hooligan Thomason. Hooligan Thomason. All right. So we'll see what he does with them. Next, we got the Bengals. The Bengals are going to go to Ronald Miller. Ronald Miller, he's been in the league for a long time. Um, Pretty much all these teams that people are getting were teams that were in their top five. Um, I rewarded the Super Bowl champs, and we'll get to that in a little bit later. But pretty much all these teams that are selected, which I think is the easier way, and I think a little bit better. It's probably not as exciting of a selection, but I think the guys will be more committed to teams that they actually want to play with, or teams that they're fans of. So this is why we decided to go this way with it. But yeah, Ronald Miller is the Bengals owner. See what he can do in that division with Brady and Hooligan. And then for the last to round up that division, we have the Steelers owner, which is going to be Will Clay. Will Clay played a little bit at the end of last Madden with us, and he's a football coach in real life, so he's bringing that to the table. And we'll see what he can do with the Steelers. Just a disclaimer. Some of these teams, we don't know if when people's going to get the game, if things are going to come up, that type of stuff. So if you don't see your name, or if you don't hear your name being called uh, during this team selection, that doesn't mean you're not going to be able to play with us for Madden 19. That just means that you're on the wait list, and we'll see how that goes. You know what I mean? I'll try to get you a team that you want because I know it's better, like I said, to start with a team that you actually want to play with. Moving on to the AFC South, though, we got the Jaguars. The Jaguars are going to be a long-standing member with SSL and before this MLG. This is going to be Nega Jeremy. Um, the Jags really have no holes outside of quarterback, maybe. I mean, that's really their biggest hole. Maybe wide receiver. I mean, you got a lot of young guys at wide receiver, so I don't think that's too much of a problem Madden wise. Um, Pretty good roster overall. A really good roster overall. Probably top five actually. Um, okay, moving on. Next, we got the Colts. The Colts are gonna be Matt Tucker. Matt Tucker came on with us last year at the beginning of the year. He proved himself to be very helpful, really, to admin. He contributed a lot of time and effort into making sure the league was running right, posting, you know, football related stuff, helping guys out, helping guys learn. So that's really what we're looking for this league, especially when it comes to admin and just members of the league. So he's really contributed a lot over the last year, and I appreciate that. So he ended up with his favorite team. No one else really likes the Colts, I guess, in the league. So he ended up with his favorite team, which is the Colts. So we'll see how that goes. Texans. So Texans, I'm really excited about this division actually. So we got Nega, Matt so far, and then with the Texans we got Saeed Gata. Saeed took last Madden off, but I think it was to do with family stuff and to make sure everything was good on the home front. But now he's back. He's been a very, very good member in the past and even helped out a lot with admin a couple years ago. So he's back, and I look for him to make some noise this year in that division. To round out the division for the Titans, we have, which this division's gonna be crazy. We have Jim Jupiter. Jim is he's been in the community for a while. He played with us a little bit last year, and I think the year before. Um, Helped out with admin a little bit. Very knowledgeable dude when it comes to football. So yeah, he's got the Titans. So with that division, I mean that division's pretty stacked. We got Jim Jupiter, Saeed, Matt Tucker, and Nega all in that division. So that should be a pretty good division for streams. I'm very interested to watch those games and see how that division plays out. All right, next we got the AFC West. The AFC West. This is probably our first Super Bowl winner here. So he got his first selection of teams. So with the Chargers, we got Roger Tipping. He won, I think, season one Super Bowl of last year. So he got to pick the Chargers. Um, really, really solid team. I had this team at the end of Madden 18, and I mean, they're just really solid. Not no real big holes except the O line is kind of needs some work. But outside of that, you got a beast. D line, um, linebackers need some work. I forgot about that. But I mean, they got some young cats in here that you can move around and kind of play with. See, like Jatavis Brown. Yeah, so those linebackers are gonna be good by like season two, um, maybe even sooner. But the cornerbacks are really great. You have four really starting cornerbacks on this team, which you could then move around the strong safety or whatever. You got Derwin James, he's a beast. Um, so yeah, Roger Tipping with the Chargers. All right, let's moving on, moving on. We got the Broncos up next, and with the Broncos, we got Ed Durr. He played with us this past season. Really got in all his games. Was active on the wall. So, that's what it comes down to, guys. If you're active in the league, you're participating. That's what gets you solidifies your spot and keeps you moving on to the next Madden. So Ed Durr has got the Broncos. Uh, he's got a lot of work to do, I think, offensively to really get this team to where they need to be. Um, and then yeah, we'll see how he does. We know Rodgers probably going to be the favorite for that division so far from the first two guys that we released, but we'll see who else is in this division. So next we got the Raiders, and we already know who the Raiders fan is in the league. Dominique Graham, he's been a Raiders fan the whole time, even when they were bad. So it's always good to be able to reward guys when the team's actually good, and that's the case throughout this little bit. We got some guys who've been fans of teams for a long time. They've been pretty bad. I know the Raiders are good on 18, but they're good again on 19, and you'll see that trend later uh, during the release here. But yeah, we got Dominique Graham. I mean, the Raiders, we already know what they're about. Mari Cooper. They got Jordy Nelson now. Martavis Bryant. So they got some heat on offense. So we'll see what he does with that. All right. Last but not least, we got the Chiefs. The Chiefs. We got Patrick Mahomes with a cannon for an arm. He's got like 97 throw power or some shit. Kareem Hunt. Beast. Tyreek Hill, game changer. Sammy Watkins is a big addition to that team. You still got Chris Conley down here. Um, so that offense is explosive. You got a 3-4 defense. Um, 3-4 defense that's pretty good. Um, you got Justin Houston on the outside. D Ford. And then cornerback wise, you got Kendall Fuller. I think they got him. Yeah, they got him in a trade. So I mean, this team's actually looking really good. Still got Eric Berry, game changer. Um, so yeah, B Dot's got the Chiefs here. Um, I think him and Roger are gonna go duke it out for the AFC West. I think this is gonna be good matchups to watch. You still got Ed Durr and Dominic Graham in the division, so we'll see if they come out on top, if they can make some noise. But that's gonna be a pretty tough division. Definitely want to tune into those Chiefs Chargers games. It's gonna be really really good games. But moving on now to the NFC conference. First, we got the Redskins in NFC East. And this team's going to go to a long-standing member. He's always been a Redskins fan, and that's going to be Kenny Cork. Kenny Cork's going to take over the Redskins. He's got Alex Smith as his quarterback now. Darius Geis, his another backfield that's really loaded. Robert Kelly, P. Ryan, Chris Thompson, another backfield that's really going to be loaded. Probably need to do some work at the wide receiver position, but they got some burners. Paul Richardson and Crowder. Uh, this is one of the few teams that have two really great tight ends. So we'll see what kind of two tight end packages he's gonna be running with them. The O line is pretty solid. I think there's a couple like the center, like the center's kind of bad, but he's a rookie, so we'll see. Another 3-4 team. Got youngsters up front, man. Jonathan Allen, um, Iodonis, whatever the fuck his name is, and then you got Deron Payne, another Bama guy. Um, really good outside linebackers, Preston Smith, Kerrigan, Zach Brown in the middle, Josh Norman still out there. So we'll see what he does with his team here. Next, we got the Eagles. And this is one of those that I was telling you guys about, rewarding guys that have been fans of teams that, probably haven't been good for a while, but in the, this Madden, last Madden, they've been pretty good. So um, this team goes to Kevin Bradley. He's been very active in the community, um, very supportive of SSL. So yeah, man, Kevin Bradley's got probably arguably the best team on the game out the box. Um, we'll see what he does with it. See if he can make some noise year one. Because after year one, man, these teams, people start catching up team wise. So we'll see if he can make some noise early. And then moving on, next we got the Giants. This is another loaded division, man. I can't wait to see these games here. The Giants, this is another Super Bowl winner, and so he got rewarded with his first team selection, and this is going to go to Greg Hazard. So we'll see what he can do with the see where he goes quarterback wise. I'm sure he's not going to start Eli Manning. He's got Beast and Saquon, um, Beast wide receiver core. I mean, he's got the fastest tight end on the game, so we'll see. We'll see. I expect him to make some noise season one for sure. Definitely expect him to make some noise season one. He's coming off winning a Super Bowl last on Madden 18, so definitely expecting it. And then we got actually another Super Bowl winner here, which is Terrence Blair. Um, Terrence Blair, he's gonna roll with the Cowboys this year. He put in for them, and just trying to reward the guys that win the Super Bowl with a little something. And this is his team. So he's got the Cowboys, got Zeke. I mean, we already know what the Cowboys are about. Um, Probably the best O line on the game, which is going to be a problem early for a lot of people to defend. So yeah, man, Terrence Blair. It's an L for you. I'll see you in the comments. It's your team, man. Congrats. All right, moving on to the NFC North. We got. Oh, going back to that division, man. Though that NFC East, man, that's gonna be crazy. You got Kevin Bradley, Greg, and TB, and Kenny Cork in that. That's gonna be nuts, man. But anyways, moving on to the NFC North, we got the Bears here. The Bears are a young team. I mean, they don't really have too much flash anywhere. Um, Honestly, don't have too much flash anywhere. But it's a solid young team. I think they got a lot of young cats. I guess the flashiest part would be Roquan Smith at 88 speed here. Middle linebacker, he's a rookie. I mean, their DBs are pretty good. Not bad. Eddie Jackson, Amos. So they got a pretty good squad. Um, but this team goes to actually me. So I'm gonna be the Bears owner. Um, Try to take like a middle of the road team, some team that's not too good, but still you can build around. Got a young quarterback, so we'll see how that goes. Next, we got the Lions, and I tried to give this team to someone who likes the Lions and wants to play with them, wants to build them. So, with that said, this team goes to Dave Kirk. Dave Kirk, if you're on, if you're listening, this is your team. You got a young running back from Auburn. So we'll see how he does with it. Next, moving on, we got the Packers. The Packers, we got. He's always been an Aaron Rodgers Packers fan, so this is his team. This is gonna be Fernando Jr.'s team right here. Jamal Williams. They got a really solid team. Uh, got to work on the wide receiver core a little bit, but outside of that, they got Jimmy Graham. I mean, he's gonna be a problem. Uh, so yeah, man. Fernando is your team. He's been in SSL and MLG since the beginning, so had to try to get him in here. Um, Vikings. Moving on to the Vikings, it's probably top 5 team on the game. Um, This Vikings team is going to go to a newcomer, Mason Drews. He tested the beta with us. He's a really cool dude. I played against him a couple games in the beta. Um, Really good guy. He knows his shit. So I expect him to really contribute to the community and where we're trying to go with it. Um, so yeah, man. I mean, this team's pretty stacked. It's definitely the best team in the division out the box. That pass rush is nuts. You got a crazy defense, honestly, out the box. Xavier Rhodes, Hughes, Waynes, Harrison Smith still, Sendejo. So definitely a powerhouse team there. All right, moving on to the NFC South. NFC South, we got the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers, had to go with someone who's been a Buccaneers fan since forever, and for that is Terrence Mitchell. He initially wanted the Giants, but the Super Bowl winner came in and snuck them out. So Terrence Mitchell ended up with the Buccaneers, which was on his list. Probably wasn't at the top of it, but we all know he's a Buccaneers fan and he's going to do great things with this squad, as he always does. So yeah, man, looking forward to see what TM does in this new revamped NFC South. Yeah, all right, KB, you got the Eagles, bro. You good? You got the Eagles. Um, all right, now moving on to the Saints. To the Saints, we got another long-standing member here, who's been a member for a long time, and is also a Saints fan, and hopefully he makes some noise in this division. I believe he will. He's usually in the playoffs every season, so I expect him to make a lot of noise here. And with the Saints, we got Nathaniel. So yeah, man, Nate's got the Saints. Should be able to take them far. Um, all right, moving on. Moving on to the Falcons, which just kind of hurt my soul because I really wanted the Falcons, but I gotta step aside for some young cats to get in and prove themselves. So some newbies to the league. Um, and this is going to be another newcomer to the league. He reached out probably like a few months ago, and we were talking. He knows his stuff. He's been playing Madden forever. Um, so the Falcons goes to Manveer. I don't want to butcher your name, man, but Sahada, Manveer Sahada. I believe that's how you say it. And so he's got the Falcons. He's a huge Falcons fan. He's So I just had to step aside here and give him his team. Let him prove his worth here in SSL. So we'll see how that goes. I know he's really good sim mind. So we'll see where it goes. And last but not least, for the NFC South, we got the Panthers. Cam Newton, Christian McCaffrey, their offense is nutty. DJ Moore, so rookie coming in. Greg Olsen still playing really well. Um, Defense is really nutty. So with the Panthers, we got NY I mean, he's helped out with admin. He's made some videos. He's done his thing in the league this past year. He's been a great addition. He's really helped out, provided feedback, given a lot of insight um, into translating real football techniques to Madden. So I mean, he's one of the old school cats that's been around the sim community for a long time. Everyone knows who he is, and I expect him to really really take this NFC South to the next level, round in and out here. Um, really expect him to do good things in NFC South. All right, moving on to the NFC West, we got the 49ers, which was another team that I was very interested in being, but there's actual 49er fans in the league, so um, and they're on the up and up. The roster is really solid, especially for Madden purposes. So I'm sure uh, I'm sure he'll be really happy with being able to finally play with them. And for the 49ers selection, we got Kyle Messiner. He's been a member for a long time as well. He's played all his games, been active on the wall. He's been really appreciative of all the help he's gotten. He's trying to better himself and better his Madden abilities when it comes to learning and understanding football. So I'm really interested to see what he does with his favorite team here. These dudes are loaded. One of my favorite rosters on the game. But yeah, man, Kyle. All right, moving on to the Rams. With the Rams selection, I mean, what can I say? Uh, my boy Ron. Ron's been a Rams fan since they were shitty. Uh, since before they were shitty. And then after they were good and they were shitty again. But now the Rams are probably the best roster on the game base, I would say. One of the best. They're definitely top five. I mean, they got Beast Beast Brandon Cooks. They got Cooper Kupp. We got young receiving core. Tight ends can block. Good offensive line. Defensive line is probably the best front seven in football. Um, got Aaron Donald, Sue. Like this line is just bananas. You got Brockers. Like I don't even understand. Like I'm really interested to see how the Rams play in real life, because their D line is crazy. I thought the linebackers was a little bit better than they are. I mean, they got a rookie here, 86 speed. Mark Barron's still really good coverage guy. Um, so it looks like their linebackers aren't as good as I thought they were. But I mean, shit, their secondary is crazy. You got Marcus Peters, Talib, both vets. Well, damn, Marcus Peters only 24, but I feel like he's a vet in the game already. Nikel Roby, good nickel corner, no pun intended. Sam Shields, old dude. Troy Hill. All right, moving on to safeties. Got Joyner, he's a beast, and then John Johnson is a beast. So definitely interested to see what Ron does. He actually does have some building to do. I didn't think the Rams linebacker was that bad, but he actually has some building to do. So we'll see what he does with that team. All right, moving on to the Cardinals. Uh, the Cardinals, this is going to be a newer member. He came in last year. He really, he's had some like controversial times, but I feel like he adds a lot to the league, and he really is about, learning football, and he played football, so he's all about, learning and trying to replicate it, and that's really the guys we're looking for. I mean, sometimes when we're playing, our emotions get the best of us, but I mean, shit happens to everyone, and I think he's gonna do good things this year, and really make some noise. And so, without further ado, we got Tundi. Tundi is going to be the Cardinals owner. He's a really good guy, and I enjoy having him in the league. I think that he promotes activity, and really good to have in the league. But all right, moving on to our last team. Last but not least, here in the selection video, we got the Seahawks. The Seahawks. This is going to be a Madden game. Oh, that must be Tundi. Uh, Last but not least, here we got the Seahawks. Seahawks got a lot of building to do. I mean, you got Rashad Penny, still got Russell Wilson, Doug Baldwin. So you got a decent core on offense here. Need some work at tight end. Offensive line's horrible. Defensive line's young. Definitely need some work there. And then linebackers are actually really good, honestly. I mean, um, got one of the better, I guess, linebacker cores in the game. And then we got decent young secondary as well. So actually, they're not as bad on Madden. Cam Chancellor definitely won't be here since he retired, so be someone else there. But yeah, so we'll see what he does with the Seahawks. I'm sure he'll build them up. And so the Seahawks goes to Marcus Camp Sr. Again, he came in with Will Clay. He's a really good dude. He's a football coach in real life. I believe he coaches in the Carolinas, the high school level. So he may be a little busy early in the fall, coaching. But he's assured me that he will be getting his games in and providing as much, football related info to the league as possible. So I like having these coaches in because they can provide, real time feedback on what's happening in the game in real life. And hopefully these guys try to use that knowledge that they have and translate it to Madden 19. Uh, I know sometimes some guys that do have coaching experience or do know the X's and O's, they end up getting away from that and just playing Madden as a video game. But these guys here, they know what the intent of the league is, and I really think they're gonna benefit the league a lot. Like I said, they both are high school coaches, along with Matt Tucker. Matt Tucker's a high school coach right now, so um, and if I'm forgetting anyone, I'm sorry. But so moving on now to the wait list. I mean, the wait list, we got some guys who maybe were a little inactive during Madden 18. They left a couple times, or what have you, or they came in super late at the end of the year during the reboot and only got to play like half a season. Those guys on the wait list, you know who you are. I ain't gotta say your name. Um, just stay tuned, man, and we'll get you a squad. Because like I said, this roster release isn't set in stone. It'll be based on who gets the game, when they get the game, uh, you know, time commitment if they can commit that much time early, and all that. So yeah, man. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you guys have any questions, please ask them right now while I'm still in the stream. Um, Trying to set up a new admin here and really get the ball rolling for everything Madden 19 related. we'll have some Madden 19 streams later tonight. Um, and it'll just be TB. He's got the early access, so he'll be streaming some Madden 19 gameplay later tonight for everyone to tune into and check out his YouTube page or Twitch, whatever he's using. But all right, guys. If no one has any questions, like I said, if I missed you, we'll get you in, man. Just stay focused, and the more activity you show on the page, the better. Um, I mean, that's really what it comes down to, especially for the new guys. If you're active on the page, if you're commenting, if you're participating in the community, that's what it really comes down to for the guys that don't make it, didn't make it in the first iteration here. I mean, that's how the waitlist is going to go. So if you're active on the page and committing to the community, making the community better, then I'll get you a spot, man. So, yeah, man, thanks for tuning in. Nobody's got any questions. I don't see any more comments. So, y'all have a good rest of your day. I know most of you are probably on your lunch break right now. But, all right, y'all, looking forward to Madden 19 season.